do you like my masterpiece? I poured my very soul into it with all my heart.
Ever since the Lies of P Overture trailers dropped back in February, a lot of folks have had questions about this giant red wax figure. It featured prominently in both the announcement trailer and the story trailer, so people, me included, were wondering, what the heck is going on with this thing? Ultimately, I think most just tossed their hands in the air and said, I guess we'll get answers when Overture drops. Well, Overture has dropped, and the same question seems to be getting asked quite a bit, and to be fair, the game puts an inordinate amount of focus on the piece, and doesn't really directly explain much about it. So today, I'd like to go ahead and try to do that. The statue was made by Arlecchino, the Blood Artist, aka the King of Riddles, as a message to Leia, the legendary stalker. These two have history, and to explain it in a nutshell, in the past, Arlecchino had an ego awakening and went on a killing spree in Krat. Stalkers struggled to stop him, and many were killed by him until eventually, Leia managed to take him down solo, earning her the title Legendary Stalker in the process.
She stepped up only because no one else could. Too many stalkers were lost to that evil, murderous puppet.
Unfortunately, she dismembered him but didn't finish him off completely, and the alchemists, mainly under the direction of Simon, restored him because they were intrigued by him. He stewed in this defeat for a long time and plotted his revenge. Arlecchino escaped alchemist custody when the Archon fleet ran aground, and he got to work immediately. He went straight to Krat Zoo because he had heard, likely from the alchemists, that something important to Leia was there. Her last living apprentice, Romeo. He took him and built this display as a message to Leia, a grand gesture to catch the attention of the woman he couldn't stop thinking of, the one he had hoped to make his magnum opus. The statue is made of red candle wax, and from what we can see that isn't covered by wax, human bodies.
This can't be. Are all those humans? Just how evil does someone have to be to do something like this?
Going based on Gemini's reaction, I believe Arlecchino first carved up and arranged bodies and body parts, and then poured hot wax over it all to seal it. You might be wondering, he's Arlecchino the Blood Artist. Why did he use wax? Well,
it's a metaphor.
He is an artist, after all. In both the original story of Pinocchio and Lies of P, Romeo goes by the nickname Lampwick. Depending on the translation of the book, his nickname could also be translated as Candlewick. In Lies of P, they explicitly go with Lampwick.
Call me Lampwick.
But if we go back to Arlecchino's Malum District phone riddle, where the answer is candle, he says something very interesting.
You know, I wonder, perhaps it's your connection to Candle, because the answer is, right? You get it, but you're not feeling violent. Even better.
He is initially surprised Geppetto's puppet gets the answer correct, but then he has an epiphany. You'll notice that the C on candle is capitalized, indicating a proper noun. This is very, very likely referring to Romeo, and Arlecchino has taken to calling him Candle. The path leading into the clearing with the main display is lined with candles, perhaps a subtle clue for Leia. Follow the candle path. He actually keeps this going as his voice recording regarding taking Romeo, the one where he may or may not be getting his arms cut off in the background, has a candle on it as well, taunting Leia further. Going a layer deeper, the bodies encased in candle wax could be a representation of a wick. Further, candles are quite often used as metaphors for human life. Leaving the candles lit could be his way of telling her to hurry up before Romeo's candle burns out.
Tick-tock, tick-tock, Romeo's on the clock.
Basically, the whole thing is Arlecchino's big artsy calling card left for Leia. The candles and wax represent Romeo, and the gruesome murder part is so she knows Arlecchino did it. Of course, he left Romeo's coat and badge for her to find in case she didn't get it either. Before Overture dropped, I thought this might be Valentinus Monad in here, but now I'm pretty sure that this is just some poor random guy. Any extra further meaning in the display beyond its function as a message is pretty open to interpretation, I feel. It might be a commentary on Krat, a city where the happiness of a few is built around the suffering of the many. He is known for killing the wealthy, after all. There is also a loading screen that reads, "He claims that the essence of humanity is revealed through extreme suffering." I can see it being a representation of that. Well, he killed a bunch of people and piped hot wax over them, but if you're wondering about logistics, I don't really know, and I'm kind of impressed. All the killing is kind of part of the course for Arlecchino. That's just Tuesday for him. But honestly, the craziest part of it all might be getting all that red wax together in a reasonable amount of time.